Lord Adonis saw his misleading Project Fear warnings about the impact Brexit would have on the UK dismantled one by one. Lord Adonis was confronted by columnist Robert Taylor over his pre-Brexit warnings about the impact leaving the European Union would have on the British economy. The discussion soon got heated when Mr. Taylor insisted the Labour peer consistently acted like Britain leaving the EU would be a disaster. Mr. Taylor also undermined Lord Adonis' claims that the British economy would collapse after quitting Brussels, as the UK would not be able to do trade with other European countries. Speaking on LBC's Cross Question, Mr. Taylor said, "But if you look at the overall Brexit situation, we were told that Nissan would leave. We were told that Airbus would leave, we were told that Siemens would leave, we were told that we wouldn't be able to do trade with the EU. All these things have actually transpired not to be true at all. In fact, according to the OECD, we're going to be the fastest growing economy in the G7 in 2022. How can we achieve that if?" LBC host Ian Dale butted in before the Telegraph columnist could finish, because ours was worse affected by COVID so inevitably than surely. Mr. Taylor said, "But how do we achieve that? We came out of the EU just a year ago. How are we going to have the fastest growth in the G7 if Brexit was going to cause such a disaster?" In other words, Project Fear was, to say the least, misleading. Niall Gardner, a former aide to Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and foreign policy analyst, has been vocal about Brexit, warning Brits of the major changes that will happen over the next 10 years. Speaking on UK trade deals with other European countries, Mr. Gardner told the Daily Express, "The success of Brexit is being watched closely. In 10 to 20 years from now, the EU could look very different. As we have seen with the speed of Brexit, anything can happen." The fact the UK has made a huge success out of Brexit frightens the EU elites. They want to preserve the core of the European project and see Brexit as a big threat, which is why some EU officials are trying to make life difficult for the UK. Mr. Gardner added, "Britain signing trade deals all over the world is a demonstration that countries can go it alone outside of the EU. No country in the EU is holding a referendum on EU membership because European leaders are afraid of the possible outcome. But the pressure will build over the 5 to 10 years for governments to hold votes. Liz Truss is now in charge of Brexit proceedings since Lord Frost resigned due to disagreements over Plan B restrictions being imposed by the government. The Foreign Secretary will be meeting with Simon Convey this week in a bid to resolve the deadlock gripping the UK and the EU over the Northern Ireland Protocol included in the Brexit deal struck with Brussels. Ms. Truss now has the arduous task of building back relationships with EU countries in order to secure Brexit trade deals.